Yo, what's up NBA fans? It's Mike here, and as Owen Wilson would say, wow! I can't do an Owen Wilson voice, I'm sorry you had to hear that, but seriously, wow is really the only word that I have to describe this because it finally happened. James Harden has been traded to the Brooklyn Nets, and if you saw my video yesterday, you know that I am thrilled. As a Sixers fan, and as a fan of the NBA in general, I am so happy this happened, and in this video I'm going to explain why, specifically focusing on the Nets, because this trade was crazy. This was a massive 4-team trade, and I'm going to go over the whole thing here, but I'm specifically going to be focusing on the Nets in this video. But one more time, I just got to get it out of the way. Wow. This is insanity. I mean, James Harden, the Rockets finally reached their final straw with him, I guess, after the crap he was saying in the other game after a loss, and they finally traded his fat ass to Brooklyn. And they did this for Victor Oladipo, Rodion Kurucs, whoever that is, Dante Exum, 4 unprotected firsts, 3 of them from Brooklyn and 1 from Milwaukee, and then 4 unprotected first-round pick swaps, going all the way to 2027. The Nets got James Harden, the Pacers got Caris LeVert and a 2023 second-round pick from Houston, which doesn't mean much, and the Cavaliers got Jarrett Allen and Taurean Prince. Once again, wow! This is craziness. Now, I definitely plan to go over the Pacers and the Cavs during this week, because I think that they, low-key, did fantastic in this trade, just getting themselves involved. The Pacers, Caris LeVert, I think is perfect for this team, getting off Oladipo, and the Cavs getting Jarrett Allen. That's a great future young center for when Andre Drummond either gets traded this season or probably leaves in the offseason. But the Houston Rockets fleeced, I repeat, fleeced the Brooklyn Nets for the second time this decade. I'm sorry. That's factually incorrect. This is not the second time the Rockets have fleeced the Nets, but it is the second time someone has fleeced the Nets. Because back in 2013, 2014, Danny Ainge did the exact same thing. He sent the Nets into a rebuild for more than half a decade, and just when they got back, they put themselves in the same freaking hole they were in before. This is so freaking funny to me. I can't even, y'all. I'm so happy this happened. First of all, as a Sixers fan, look, any other Sixers fans out there, you know how I feel about Ben Simmons. You understand. The man is frustrating as hell. He drives me insane every single game I watch him, and he just makes me want to rip my hair out watching him play. However, despite my hate relationship with Ben Simmons, I still didn't want us to trade him for the locker room cancer that is James Harden, who also happens to be 7 years older. I did not want that. I would have been very upset if that happened, especially since the Rockets apparently wanted Thibault and Maxey and picks with Ben Simmons? Or what are you smoking? Are you crazy? Hell no! Thankfully, our Lord and Savior, Daryl Morey, rest in peace. Wait, he's not dead. Anyway, what the fuck am I saying? Look, I'm so happy that Ben Simmons didn't get traded for James Harden. Maybe he gets traded later this year for someone like Beal, but we're not worrying about that just now. I am thrilled he is not on the Rockets, and we do not have to deal with James Harden's crap for the next few years. I'm thrilled he's on the Nets, because can you imagine a more dystopic locker room than the Brooklyn Nets right now? Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, and James Harden. Although, it may be a little unfair to say Kyrie Irving because he's never there. He's always out for personal reasons. I just can't wait to see. There's so many ways this can go wrong. There are so many ways this can go wrong. It's so freaking funny to me. This team is going to be a disaster, and there are people freaking out. Oh, it's the new ultimate super team. Is this the best trio ever? The Nets are going to dominate the league. No, they aren't. Chill out, put some ice in your pants, calm the heck down. The Nets are not about to dominate the league. Maybe they make me eat these words in a couple months, and if they do, I will come out and admit it, alright? I'm already planning a video again about the Cavs soon, about how freaking wrong I was about them, because Sexland has been great. But the Brooklyn Nets, I do not believe in whatsoever. This team is not going to win the title. This team is still not going to make it out of the East, in my opinion, because they're going to freaking explode. This is the Kardashians on steroids. This is reality TV in the NBA. Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, and James Harden? This team is not a team. It is a time bomb waiting to explode. Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving are only under contract for like 1 or 2 more years. Same thing with James Harden. And I can't wait to see them leave and the Nets go back into NBA hell with no draft picks for another 10 years. As much as I would like for them to steal, the glory of being the main New York team from the Knicks, which shouldn't be a very hard thing to do, they screwed it up. They screwed it up because these 3 guys cannot play together. There is not enough ball on the court for this team, okay? Kyrie Irving, when he doesn't play, may be the best thing for this team because at least James Harden and Kevin Durant are only 2 dudes. But when all 3 of them are on the court together, you can't tell me for a second that is going to work. James Harden is not going to be putting in the work, and KD and other people on the team are going to be unhappy about that. Kyrie, who the fuck knows what's up with Kyrie? The man is on some otherworldly crap. I don't know what he's smoking or what his crazy, hoodoo nutcase beliefs are right now. The man is out of his mind. I literally can't even predict what Kyrie Irving's going to do. The only thing I can predict for him is that he's going to say some dumb shit, though. I promise you, if the Nets start struggling, I don't know who Kyrie's going to blame, but I promise you, it's not going to be Kyrie. He's not going to be pointing the finger at himself. I promise you that. And then Kevin Durant's going to go on Twitter under his little burner account, and he's going to say, poor Kevin Durant, he doesn't have good enough teammates, The Nets screwed this up. It's not Kevin Durant's fault. It's James Harden and Kyrie Irving's fault. Wah! And then they're all going to leave the team. That's exactly what's going to happen. I guarantee it. I can't wait to see this team lose in the second round or even the first round because they just freaking implode. This team has no defense. This team has no depth. And this team has no future picks. It's hilarious to me, and I love it. I really sound like some kind of I feel like I sound like some evil villain right now because I'm just relishing in how awful this team's going to be. But I'm doing it because Nets fans are the most fucking annoying people in the universe outside of Lakers fans, okay? They're awful. And that's why I can't wait to see their team suck. I can't wait to see it. So now, their roster is Durant, Irving, Harden, Joe Harris, Dinwiddie, kind of, except he's out for this season, which is almost a blessing in disguise, because if he was here, he'd be another dude demanding the ball. Cabarrot, Landry Shamet, DeAndre Jordan, Bruce Brown, and Jeff Green. I may have missed someone in there, but I think that covers the important dudes. They got rid of Karis LeVert. Again, fantastic move for the Pacers. They traded away Jared Allen, who was their best defender, in my opinion. Significantly their best defender. He's now on the Cavs. They got rid of Taurean Prince, who was an okay defender, even if he really was playing like doo-doo to start this season. Now, they have no depth, okay? They're going to have to start DeAndre Jordan, and I guess their backup center is now small ball Jeff Green or freaking Kevin Durant? Embiid is going to murder this team. I can't wait to see Embiid average 500 points a game against this team. It's going to be amazing. This team, look, let me give the Nets a little bit of credit because I have just been mocking them this whole video. This team is going to be an amazing offense, okay? Even though the chemistry is probably going to be a complete and utter disaster, they're going to be a great offensive team because you have arguably, in terms of talent, not in terms of fit, but in terms of talent, the best offensive trio in NBA history, okay? I think this is better than the Steph, Durant, Clay trio that was on the Warriors, purely in terms of actual talent, because the gap between the gap between Steph and Harden is smaller than the gap between Kyrie and Klay on offense, in my opinion. However, in terms of fit, it's not going to work. There's going to be issues on the court. We're going to see feelings get hurt. It's going to be hilarious. Meanwhile, on the defensive end, their best defender is now Jeff Green, I believe, or Bruce Brown, who is a nobody who gets no minutes. Okay? I remember Nets fans telling me when they traded for Bruce Brown from the Pistons, they're like, oh, you know, he's a good defender, he's going to help us. This man plays 13 minutes a game and he scores 4 points. Okay? He's not, Bruce Brown is not saving this team. Sorry. Jeff Green's a decent defender, but he's not like Ben Simmons. He's certainly not enough. He's not Draymond Green. He's not Kawhi. He's not saving this team. DeAndre Jordan is washed. He is clearly not a starting caliber center any longer. He should be coming off the bench for much less money. He's going to be terrible against the bigs of the East. Giannis is going to murder this team. Jason Tatum is going to murder this team. Joel Embiid, like I said, cannot wait to see Joel Embiid play against this team. It's going to be hilarious to watch. They have no defense. And before people come out and say it, no, they aren't probably going to be the worst defensive team in the league, but they're going to be like 27th in my opinion, and you can't be a contender if you have a bottom 5 defense in the NBA. Kevin Durant is an average defender at best. James Harden is an average defender at best when he tries. And don't get me started on, oh, James Harden's a good post defender. Being good post defender when you're a guard doesn't make up for the fact that you're a bad perimeter defender, okay? It does not. Kyrie Irving is a bad defender. Landry Shamet, Timothy Lou Cabarrot, bad defenders. DeAndre Jordan, bad defender, okay? This team has no real depth now. They have decent shooting, but in terms of defense, they're not good, okay? In terms of role-playing guys, they're not great. Now, what can help this team a little bit, I think Spencer Dinwiddie could be traded for a decent defender to a team who doesn't need them. I have no idea what this trade would be, but if I'm the Nets, I am 100% doing everything I can to get rid of Dinwiddie and get back a good defensive role player in his place. Once again, no clue whatsoever what this trade would be, but even if that happens, I don't believe in this team. They're going to be an amazing offense, probably the best in the league, but it's not going to work because the chemistry is going to kill them, and they do not have any defense whatsoever. Alright? That is my opinion on the Brooklyn Nets, and once again, if I look like an absolute fucking moron in 4 or 5 months when the finals come around, so be it. It wouldn't be the first time, but I'm pretty dang sure the Nets are going to explode, and it is going to be so very fun for me as a Sixers fan to watch. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I hope you all have your popcorn ready, because the NBA just started their brand new reality TV series on the Brooklyn Nets. Thank you for watching.